Namanda, 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 Namanda.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Ty, and I would like to thank you for attending this morning's combined Dharma Family and March Schultzky Memorial Service. We will begin this service with a moment of quiet sitting. Reverend Kuwahara will strike the bell and we will sit for 1 or 2 minutes to quiet our minds and prepare to hear the Dharma. Then he'll strike the bell again and we'll continue with the service.
ナモ阿弥陀仏。ナモ阿弥陀仏。ナモ阿弥陀仏。ナマンダ仏。ナマンダ仏。ナマンダ仏。ナマンダ仏。ナマンダ仏。
Reverend Kuhar will now chant Sambu Jo, which is on page 24 of the Purple Service Book, followed by Hyo Byakumon, or the dedication message. Following the dedication, Reverend Kuhar will chant Amida Kyo, which is on page 101 of the Purple Service Book. During the chanting, the Shotsky families are invited to come up to offer incense.
Dedication. Today, on this occasion of March Shotsky monthly memorial service, we gather to remember our family members and friends who passed away in the month of March. The end of life is inevitable for all beings. We may recognize the truth of Buddha's teaching that everything in this world is impermanent. And yet, as we grieve the parting of our dear loved ones, we find it difficult to accept this truth in our hearts. With great compassion, Amida Buddha established a vow to lead all sentient beings to the realm of nirvana upon their departure from this world and bring about their attainment of the highest enlightenment and a complete liberation from suffering. Because of this vow, they have now become enlightened ones, or Buddhas, who compassionately embrace and guide us on our journey to liberation from suffering. May we encounter the guidance of the Buddha and deepen our appreciation of the Buddha's compassionate benevolence. May we remember with gratitude all we have received from the deceased and reaffirm that we continue to spiritually receive guidance within their embrace. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. So following people will be remembered during the today's Shotsuki monthly memorial service for March. Ryoichi Ryoi Anzai, Thomas Arima, Kimiyo Sakurai Bloom, Toshiko Ehara, Satoru T. Fujikawa, Keiko Imagawa Fukui, Masao Handa, James E. Hansen, Mary Fumiko Haraguchi, Jinichi Funatsu, Toki Hatae, Kiyoshi Hatae, Tom Tamotsu Hatae, Shizuo Hiramoto, Jinian Hirooka, Willie Osamu Ide, Kasuo Jimmy Inadomi, Sumi Ilikin, Mitsue Ishizue, Thomas T. Kimura, Richard Shinto Kurakazu, James Kurata, Reverend Haruyoshi Kusada, Henry Hiro Kuwada, Amy Kuwada, Chio Kuai, Shizuo Matoba, Yutaka Matoba, Naoya Matoba, Frank T. Matsui, Glenn Matsunaga, Yoichiro Matsunaga, Seizo Maeda, Aiko Miike, Ben Morita, Dean M. Muranishi, Ikito R. Nagahisa, Denji Nakabayashi, William Nakatani, Frank Takazo Nishikai, Tamako Yamagishi Nishikai, Tokuo Nitta, Hayaji Oda, Kazuko Oda, Masami Oda, Misao Hiramoto Okano, Minoru Oki, Akira Okita, Masae Onizuka, Chiome Sakamoto, Tokutaro Sato, Etsu Sato, Jude Masami Sato, Mari Shiromoto, Sao Taguchi, Fujie Takaha, Tametaro Takahashi, Wataru Takahashi, Haruko Takemori, Akira Takemori, Tsuneyo Tanaka, Hisayo Tasaki, Masako Terazawa, Yukino Terazawa, Tomeko 土林、ジョージ・ジュン・雲野、勝見・宇野木、直樹・若江、脇・若江、久次郎・脇、清・脇、マリー・千世子・脇田、友・田村、おさん・さん・山内、あん・豊見・山本、道蔵・横田、初代・横山、清治・ベル・横山、高志・吉村。So now we are going to chant the sutra chanting Amida Kyo, which is on page 101. So you are welcome to join this sutra chanting Amida Kyo. You can find a brief explanation on 100, page 1. And then sutra chanting starts from page 103. And there is an English translation at the bottom of each page. You can also silently follow the English translation too. And then during the sutra chanting, the family members of the March Shotsuki monthly memorial service, please do an incense offering, Oshoko. Okay. Namman. 不戦涙経尿税我門一時仏在社英国義樹記購読音四大比丘衆1250人区海税大あらかん首相知識長老舎利発マカモ県連マカカシマカカ千年マカクチラリハタシュリハンダガナンダアナンダラゴラ教本ハダイビンズルハラダカルダイマカコヒンナンハクラアヌルダ尿税東初大弟子病床菩薩マカサツ文殊シリ法事あいた菩薩剣高大菩薩上昇神菩薩両尿税東初大菩薩牛釈大官人と無料商店大祝二次仏語長老舎利法十税裁縫果十万の区仏道右世界妙圧極楽合同右仏語阿弥陀根源在説法舎利法非道学校妙意極楽五国修上無宿単樹昇楽光明極楽右舎利法極楽国土七十乱樹七十羅網七十五十改税司法宗相異尿税公非国妙圧極楽右舎利法極楽国土右四ポチ悪毒水十万五中地体十二根社富士四辺街道根言瑠璃ハリゴ上上ウロ各薬医根言瑠璃ハ り釈公釈主名の二号直視地中蓮華大尿車輪小式小公大式王公釈式釈公白式白公二名高潔シャリホン極楽国土上十尿税空毒将軍ウシャリホン非仏国土上差天学黄金二次中夜六時二ウマンダラ家五国修上上位昇誕各位英国上昇妙家供養他法十万の区仏即位直次元と本国凡直教養シャリホン極楽国土上十尿税空毒将軍武士シャリホン非国上修十奇妙雑式市長白国弱オムシャリ下領便が愚名市長税商首長昼夜六時水和下音五音年長五根五力七宝大分八正道分尿税東方合同修上門税王に大失年仏年法年相シャリホツ尿物医師長実税財宝少々小医者が非仏国土無三幕宗シャリホツ五仏国土宗無三幕土司名が教実税小宗長改税阿弥陀仏抑量法温泉流変化少佐シャリオ非仏国土未風水道小法五十九法羅網水未妙音非尿百千十学同時草門税王社開示年少年仏年年相死神シャリホツ五仏国土上十尿税功徳将軍シャリホツお尿意運が非仏が皇后阿弥陀シャリホツ非仏光明無量生じ報国無償生下税皇后意阿弥陀ウシャリホツ非仏寿命牛五人民無量無辺な葬儀公公明阿弥陀シャリホツ阿弥陀仏成仏以来王根実行ウシャリホツ非仏無量無辺正門弟子海あらかん非税三十師匠の地消防殺種薬部尿税シャリホツ非仏国土上十尿税空毒将軍ウシャリホツ極楽国土修上少者改税阿弥バチご中他う一生不詳ご主人他非税三十章の知識単価無料無辺な葬儀公正シャリホツ修上門者応答ホツ願願消費国小医者が特用尿税症状前に空営一生シャリホツ深い小前後福徳因年特消費国シャリホツ脈前難し全尿人門説阿弥陀仏修持名号脈一日脈二日脈三日脈四日脈五日脈六日脈七日一心不乱言輪臨妙十字阿弥陀仏要生修上現在午前 天人修持神父天道即徳往生阿弥陀仏極楽国土舍利本願経税理公摂子言薬修上門税摂社応答本願消費国土舍利本名が根者三段阿弥陀仏不可思議空洞逃亡薬阿宿微仏趣味相仏大趣味仏趣味好仏妙音仏尿税と合賀社修正仏各王合国水工上絶相偏風三千大先生界戦上実言尿等修上等身税小三不可思議空洞一切小仏小五年行舍利本南方正解ウ日が動物妙門公仏大円見仏趣味動物無料精進仏尿税等合賀社修正各王合国水工上絶相偏風三千大先生界雪上実言尿等修上等身税小三不可思議空毒一切小小五年行舍利発裁縫正解無料十仏無料相無料動物大好物大名物発想物上皇物尿税等合賀社修正各王合国水工上絶相偏風三千大先生界戦上実言尿等修正等身税小三不可思議空洞一切小仏小五年行舍利発北方正解右縁見仏大小音仏南小仏日小仏毛明仏尿税と合賀社修正仏各王合国水工上絶相偏風三千大先生界戦上実言尿等修正等身税小三不可思議空洞一切小仏小五年行舍利本下法正牛死仏妙門仏妙高仏脱馬仏報道仏自法仏尿税と合賀社修正仏各王合国水工上絶相偏風三千大先生界戦上実言尿等修正等身税小三不可思議空毒一切小仏小五年行舍利本上法正無音の仏宿の仏工場仏高校仏大円見仏雑式法慶言神仏さら十王仏法慶特仏天一切義仏尿小海千仏尿税と合賀社修正仏各王合国水工上絶相偏風三天世界雪上実語尿等修正等身税小三不可思議空洞一切小仏小五年行舍利発応尿意運河過去名意一切小仏小五年行舍利発脈全難死全用人門税小仏小説名遊行名者税小全難死全用に海一切小仏具小五年海徳不大天皇阿のくたら三脈三宝税公舎利発尿等海東真珠が五牛小武小説舎利発脈人異発願根発願東発願翼小阿弥陀仏国者税小人と海徳不大天皇阿のくたら三脈三宝 王妃国土脈位小脈根性脈東小税公シ利小善男子善用人脈信者応答発願消費国土利発尿が根者小三勝負不可思議空読非小仏と役小説が不可思議空読二差前後釈迦無二仏の偉人南慶右師寺のシャバ国土豪辱悪世豪辱権辱煩悩辱衆生辱名辱中あのくたら三脈三宝大一生衆生節税一切世南進司法シ利本統治が王豪辱悪世行使難事徳あのくたら三脈三宝一切政権摂氏南進司法税偉人南仏摂氏教医シ利優勝美空一切政権天人アシュラと文部諸説寛義真珠さらいにこう仏説阿弥陀経アンダアンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブガンニシクドク平等聖祭道本菩提心往生安楽ナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツ
Please rise if you are able to follow along with the Gatha Returning Home, which is on page 210 of the Purple Service Book. And since it's short, we're going to sing this twice. Please remain standing for the reading of the Three Treasures 1. I will now recite the Three Treasures 1 on page 8 of the Purple Service Book. Please feel free to follow along. Three Treasures 1. Hard is it to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One. Now we hear it. If we do not realize the truth in this life, when will it be realized? Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. May we absorb ourselves in the principle of the way to enlightenment and awaken ourselves the supreme will. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we submerge in the depths of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we live in harmony in the great assembly as disciples of Buddha and be free from all hindrances, becoming units of true accord in the life of harmony, in the spirit of universal oneness, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through myriad ages of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teachings. Namo Tao Tzu. Namo Tao Tzu. Namo Tao Tzu. You may be seated. We will now have a children's Dharma message by Reverend Kohara.
Thank you, Tai. Sure. Hi, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you very much for attending today's service. Oh. Oh, hello, guys. Ooh. So, it's first Sunday of March. So time flies. Already January ended, and then February ended, and then this is the third month of the year 2024. And then this month, March, the BBT monthly theme is transition, aging, and 6 parameters. I know kind of sounds, bara, separated. But this is a kind of theme, topics related to the Ohigan, Equinox Day service, which will be held March 16th, 17th. So, among the 3 topics, I would like to focus on 6 parameters. 6 parameters today. So let me begin my, let me ask you this question. What is Buddhism? I know this is a really big question. I hope you have some, especially Dharma school students, you've received the guidance from Dharma school teachers. So hopefully you have some response or answer to this question. So generally speaking, those are the very brief, basic response answers to this question. So Buddhism is a teaching or teachings delivered or taught by Shakyamuni Buddha, who lived in India about 2,500, 600 years ago. He attained enlightenment, became a Buddha. And then to, provide a guidance to us. So he shared the teaching, which is called today Buddhism. And then another answer is Buddhism is a teaching or pathway for each of you to become a Buddha. And then what does it mean to become a Buddha? So I know this is another big question for all Buddhists. So let me rephrase this: to become a Buddha, enlightened one. maybe for each of us to live better life, to make our lives better. To my understanding, that is one meaning of to become a Buddha. And then, what does it mean? So first, who makes our lives, our everyday lives better? Of course, since this is your life, our lives, so it's us, each of you, to make your life better. But as a Buddhist, of course, we need a partner, body, that is Buddha. As a Buddhist, we make our everyday life better with Buddha or Dharma. But also, we live our everyday life supported by many lives, friends, parents, relatives. So supported by many people, we can live our everyday life. In other words, to improve our everyday life, we also need support from our Dharma friends, our friends. And then what does it mean to, what does it mean, better here? Better life. To actualize or to get what we want, or to actualize our wishes. Is that the better life or not? I want each of you to think about what does it mean to make our life better. And then most important thing could be how. How we make our everyday life better. So to talk about this, how? So for example, so if we go to San Diego from San Francisco Bay Area, from Northern Cal to the kind of Southern Cal, of course there are many different ways. For example, maybe this is the fastest way to get the destination, but we need to pay good amount of money to buy a air ticket. And then we can, if you have a time, you can take a Amtrak or a Greyhound, and then maybe a little bit cheaper, fare, but that takes a longer time. Or maybe you can take a bicycle, hitchhike, or maybe, I don't know, Uber driver accept this request, from driving from the Bay Area all the way down to San Diego. And if you are healthy enough, strong enough, you can even work from San Francisco all the way down to San Diego. So one destination, San Diego, but there are many options, ways to get there. I think Buddhism is something like that. Speaking of Buddhism, there are many different ways. Tibetan Buddhism, Zen Buddhism, our school, Jodo Shinshu Buddhism. The common goal is to become a Buddha, to make our lives better. But there are many different approaches, methods. And then one of the Buddhist ways to make our lives better is the cultivation of 6 virtues: generosity, proper conduct, patience, diligence, and concentration, insight. And then this cultivation of 6 virtues is so-called 6 paramitas in Buddhism. Especially in Mahayana Buddhist tradition, this is a very important practice. So by the way, next week, Junior Bay District, Junior Y, Junior YBA has a conference at the Palo Alto Buddhist Temple. ごめんなさい。2. Oh, 16th. ね。はい、そうですね。16th, Saturday 16th. And then, this is a screenshot from the website. This Junior Y group, they created, they are, taking care of everything. So this year, this is a very interesting topic, Pokemon and then 6 parameters. So 6 Pokemeters. So that's how they, enjoy this conference using the Pokemon anime, and then try to learn Buddhist, teaching guidance. ね And then at the bottom, maybe a little, just like, and then Josie, SACBC, and then Madison, from our temple. Thank you, Beru, for your support. And then also, Kelsey, Concord. Those three young folks, they are the conference chair. So I look forward to this conference. Anyway, back to 6 parameters. So today, so this is a monthly theme. I'm going to focus on generosity. So generosity usually, this is an English translation, but the Indian word is dana. Dana. Sometimes this dana is translated selfless giving. Selfless giving. But in our everyday life, sometimes we do self-full giving or selfish giving. And then which one the Buddha happy with? Of course, Buddha is happy with selfless giving. But in our everyday life, we do some, dana. We kind of practice, generosity. Sometimes we expect kind of return, right? So if we give something, but if we don't, get the word of appreciation, like a thank you, then we get upset, right? So something like that. So Buddha encourages us to, selfless giving, but this is not easy. And then I want each of you to think about why we practice self-full or selfish giving. What is it that makes our giving self-full or selfish giving? So as I want you to be mindful when you do practice dana or practice generosity. Kind of focus on your heart, within your heart, and what's going on in your heart. And then as you do, practice dana in that way, I'm sure you come to, dana, selfless giving, step by step or gradually. So again, thank you very much for attending today's service. This is my Dharma message for Dharma School student today. ありがとうございました. So to conclude my Dharma message, let's do a gassho. Please put your hands together. はい、合唱。ナモアミダ仏。ナモアミダ仏。ナモアミダ仏。ナマンダ仏。ナマンダ仏。ありがとうございました。Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Kuhara, for that wonderful Dharma message. Please rise if you are able to follow along with the Gatha Namo Amida Butsu, which is on page 174 of the Purple Service Book. Please be seated. Now we would like to welcome the following new guests. If there is any, it'd be appreciated if you stand or wave. Cheryl Howard. David Creighton. Manami Suenaga. And David Cow. I will now read the announcements that have been submitted. Online meditation and discussion, Wednesday, March 6th at 7 p.m. Please sign up on our website. Virtual yoga, starting on Thursday, March 7th. We have virtual yoga every Thursday morning from 8 a.m. to 8:20 a.m., instructed by Hitomi Kuwahara. The Zoom link and more information on our website, included in our weekly email. BBT Dharma, monthly online study session on Thursday, March 7th, 6:30 p.m. The topic is dying.
Yes. Parinirvana.
Parinirvana and impermanence. The sign-up link is on our website. May we gather pilgrimage and peace walk on Saturday, March 16th from 12 noon to 5 p.m. in Antioch. A national Buddhist memorial ceremony for Asian American ancestors. More information is posted in the social hall. Spring Ohigan service next Sunday, March 17th. In 2 Sundays, March 17th, we will have potluck after service. Please join if you are able. Also, please check your Toban chair for your lunch offering and tasks. BBT Spring Seminar, Impermanence is a Part of Life, on Sunday, March 17th at 12 p.m. in Hondo after the potluck. We'll have a panel of experts who will share what they know about steps that can make it easier to tackle arrangements best made before the end of life. The seminar will also be live streamed to our YouTube channel. More information is posted in the social hall. Satsuki Bazaar Silent Auction. This year's Satsuki Bazaar will be on Sunday, May 19th. We are looking for items valued at $50 and above for the silent auction. Some of our popular items include artwork, home furnishings, custom clothing like kimono or yukata, gift cards or meals or services, sports tickets, and vacation stays. You can drop off items in the old temple after service on Sundays. If they are large or you can't come to the service, please contact Grant Din to arrange a pickup. Information is also included in the Padma and weekly email. Jodo Shinshu Center parking will be available next Sunday, March 10th. The gate will be open at 9 a.m. and close at 9:30 a.m. sharp. Please arrive during this hour to take advantage of the JSC parking for the Sunday service. Okay, I think Tegan has an announcement now.
Hi everyone, I'm a Girl Scout in the Albany Berkeley Girl Scout section. It's cookie season at this time, so I'll be selling cookies in the back of the social hall, so come by if you want any. They're $6 a box.
Time to practice Dharma.
All right, thank you for that announcement, Tegan. Now the students will be dismissed to their classes. Would Dharma School students please go to the front, gasho, and go to the classroom? All others are invited to remain for the adult Dharma talk.
What a coincidence. So, Tigran, she's going to have a cookie sale, and then today's Dharma school message was generosity. Yeah, yeah. Please support the Girl Scouts activity, fundraising. And then today it's a March Shotsuki monthly memorial service. Many of you here to remember your loved ones who passed away in the month of March. So to me, reading the names of I know some of them I conducted officiated funeral service in the list. And then also Kusada sensei. So I read the Kusada sensei's name, who is my kind of sensei who used to serve Berkeley Buddhist Temple. And then he was chanting ritual specialist. So I'm sure he was happy with the voice of your sutra chanting. Amida Kyo today. Arigatou gozaimashita. Thank you for joining the sutra chanting. So now I'd like to start Dharma message for adults. As usual, before I give my Dharma message, please let me read how to listen to a Dharma message. how to listen to a Dharma message. I listen as if I'm listening for the first time. I listen as if the message is for myself alone. I listen as if this is the last chance to listen to the Dharma. In Japanese, 弔問の心得。この度のこのご縁は初事と思うべし。この度のこのご縁は我一人のためと思うべし。この度のこのご縁は根性最後と思うべし。ナモ阿弥陀仏、ナモ阿弥陀仏、ナモ阿弥陀仏、ナモ阿弥陀仏。So, today, I showed the March theme. なんだったっけ? Transition, aging, and six parameter. Sounds like 3 different topics for 1 month, but basically under big umbrella of the idea of Ohigan service for March. And then, so I was wondering what to pick the quote for today's service. And then I am going to continue to talk about the 6 parameter for the adult Dharma message. And then this is a part of letter between Venerable Shinran, who is the founder of our school, and then his followers. So he wrote many books, but he also had a lot of letter correspondences with his followers. There are some letters showing his appreciation for their support, followers' support, and then also telling or sharing the Dharma or Jodo Shinshu teaching with them. And then this is a part of a quote from one of his letters. So if you can, I'm going to read this. If you can, please put your hands together in Gassho. Once a true and real mind is made to arise in us, how can we remain as we were, possessed of blind passions? Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. So, this is from the slide for the Dharma School student, 6 parameters. And I know there are, Buddhism was born in India. Sometimes we use Indian language. And then, so those are the translations of the 6. Yeah, I thought you are not so interested in the foreign language, So that's why I just put the English translation. Generosity, proper conduct, patience, diligence, concentration, and insight. And then here, you see only one foreign language is paramita or paramitas. Because there are 6, I put the S, like English, grammar rule, 6 parameters. So paramita is an Indian term, means perfection. Perfection. So 6 parameter means, in the message for Dharma School student, I use the word cultivate, cultivation or development of 6 virtues. So in Buddhism, 6 parameter means kind of Buddha encourages each of us to develop or cultivate those 6 virtues, especially those 6 virtues. So that's why 6 parameters. So today, I started my Dharma message to Dharma School student with this question: what is Buddhism? I know this is a really broad question. And then my answers here were teachings delivered, taught, shared by Shakyamuni Buddha, who was a historical Buddha, lived about 25, 2600 years ago in India. From him, Buddhism started. And then this teaching is also, Buddha wants each of us to become enlightened one, like him. So this teaching is kind of his invitation to attain enlightenment or Buddhahood. So Buddhism is a teaching or teachings for each of you or each of us to become a Buddha. And then I kind of rephrased, to become a Buddha to make our lives better. So this to become a Buddha or to make our lives better, and then how? The method is 6 parameters. But of course, as I mentioned, there are many different schools, traditions of Buddhism. So this is one way, one approach to reach the goal, to achieve our goal. 6 parameters is one way for each of us to become a Buddha. So in other words, to become a Buddha, or once we become a Buddha, we do those 6 perfectly, whenever it is, wherever we are. So we carry perfect, complete, generosity. We, do kindness, perform, practice generosity without any, return. Or if we find somebody in need, we may give everything I have to that person. Or proper conduct, patience. We live a very impatient life every day. Once we become a Buddha, we have a complete patience, diligence, concentration, insight. So to become a Buddha, another way to explain or describe becoming a Buddha is we achieve all those things, 6, at the perfect level, whenever it is, wherever we are. And then, I hope, I think each of you know how you live your everyday life. That's not easy, right? Perfect generosity, proper conduct, or perfect patience, whatever happens, perfect diligence. To achieve, to carry those 6 virtues at the perfect level is not easy. This is because we know we carry, our imperfection, right? So maybe our imperfection, like a generosity, the opposite of generosity is stinginess. Right? And then proper conduct, the opposite is improper conduct. Patience, impatience, and then diligence, maybe laziness. I'm kind of lazy guy. And then concentration. So we have silent meditation at the beginning of each service. It's a silent moment. We should kind of concentrate on this silence, the meditation. But our minds got easily distracted with the noise, sound, voice of people, right? And then insight. I know this insight can be interpreted in many ways, but maybe here I put the opposite word, false view. False view. Maybe insight, we can see things, as they are, kind of in an accurate way. But we tend to see or judge things with our false or self-centered views. So those are our, imperfections. And then because of those imperfections, we have trouble in our everyday life. And then not only me having a trouble, same time we give troubles, difficulties to other people. I think this is a reality of our everyday life. So Buddhism, Shakyamuni Buddha, his first step was to discover the way to reduce suffering, troubles in our life. So that is the origin of Buddhism, right? The reduction or removal of suffering, difficulties, and hardships in our everyday life. That is the most important purpose of Buddhism. So along with that line, to cultivate or develop those 6 virtues according to Buddhist understanding, once we achieve or kind of make those 6 perfect, then we can live a life free from suffering. So that's why in Buddhism, especially Mahayana Buddhist tradition, encourages to develop, cultivate those six. But again, it's not easy to remove or to improve those six, imperfections. Sometimes we could do, better job, but overall, we have so many, difficulties to practice, perfect those six perfections. So then, Buddha, especially in our tradition, we follow the guidance of Amida Buddha. So today, in the Amida Sutra, the chanting, you saw many, the names of Buddhas. In Buddhism, especially Mahayana Buddhist tradition or cosmology, we think there are many Buddhas because each of you can become a Buddha. So there are many Buddhas. And then among many Buddhas, we especially follow the guidance of Amida Buddha. And then Amida, this Buddha, is deeply, worried and then concerned about us, each of us, due to those imperfections, having a trouble, getting in trouble, or giving a trouble to others. So that's why Amida Buddha aspires for us to, be liberated all those suffering, difficulties arising from those imperfections. So that is Buddha's emotion, that is Buddha's feeling. So in Jodo Shinshu Buddhism, we encourage or emphasize to deeply listen to Buddha's worries, listen to Buddha's concerns, and then know Buddha's wish, Buddha's aspiration. So here, let me share one story of my friend. So this is about 25, 30 years ago. He was still like age 20 or 21. So one day he had a dinner with his friend, and then he, because he was aged, so he had some, drinkings, alcohol with them. Although he had alcohol, he drove back home. So, because of his age, he just, started driving a car. He just, started drinking. He just became kind of adult, driving a car and then drinking. So arriving at home, he saw his parents. And then they noticed he drove back home, with red face. And then his father got really upset, and he scolded. "Nani yattonja?" in Japanese, "What you doing?" And then his mother, she didn't say anything, but she looked so sad. So when he drove back home after drinking, he didn't think that much. But what he did made his parents really, really upset and sad, especially mom sad. So this experience, especially his mother's, sad, face, kind of stayed in his mind. And then he had never driven a car after drinking. Of course, it is illegal, to drive a car after drinking. But this case, for him, the experience or something emotional, especially mom's, sad face, was very impactful. And then, so that's why, that experience, sad, mother's sad face changed his, actions. I don't think this is, something very special or rare. I mean, all of us here have, had more or less this kind of experience in your life, right? So not only here, right? Rules or maybe knowledge, comes here, but sometimes something emotional, something, stays in our heart, changes our way of life. So in the Jodo Shinshu Buddhist tradition, we emphasize deep listening. In the course of this deep listening to the teaching, we hear Amida Buddha's worry, Amida Buddha's concern, and then Amida Buddha's wish or aspiration for each of us. And then this listening is not something superficial. We reflect upon, our everyday life, in the light of Amida Buddha. So when Buddha's worries and concerns truly, really, reach in our heart, that's how our way of thinking, our way of, speaking, our way of, acting, behaving gradually changes. And then our voice of Namo Amida Butsu, Nembutsu in our everyday life, Namban Dabutsu in our everyday life. Our voice of Nembutsu is a sort of reminder. We easily forget who we are and how we live our everyday life. But the voice of Nembutsu, saying Namban Dabutsu, this voice reminds of us Buddha's worries, concerns, and wish. So today, I selected this phrase from Shinran Shonin's writing, Venerable Shinran's writing. Once true and real mind is made to arise in us. So that means this Buddha's heart reaches our heart. That's when this true and real mind is made to arise in us. And then that's when our way of life, our way of speaking, our way of acting, all those, our everyday life changes. So the true and real mind is a true encounter with Amida Buddha's heart. Once our heart and the Buddha's heart get together, get one, that's when our way of life changes. So we continue life with Amida Buddha toward the perfection by listening to the teaching and then reciting the Nembutsu. So I hope, so this is my Dharma message today. So I know 6 paramita, that sounds great if we can make those 6 perfect in our everyday life, but it's difficult. But the Buddha never, gives up, but always next to us. And then we live our life towards the perfection of those 6. So now I'd like to conclude my Dharma message reading this passage one more time. So if you can, please put your hands together in Gassho. Once a true and real mind is made to arise in us, how can we remain as we are, possessed of blind passions? Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Naman Dabutsu. Naman Dabutsu. Naman Dabutsu. Naman Dabutsu. So before we conclude today's service, I would like to say thank you to all those who have made today's service possible, especially behind the scene. First, I'd like to say thank you to Tai, although he's not here, but thank you, Tai, for being a wonderful, nice, chairperson today. I know it's difficult to, pronounce parinirvana. It's an Indian, term, parinirvana, perfect nirvana. And then thank you, live streaming team, for your help during today's live streaming service. ありがとうございました。Thank you. Thank you, Sara-san, for playing a beautiful piano for today's Gasa. ありがとうございます。And then thank you, Dharma School teachers, for your guidance to our Dharma School students. ありがとうございます。Now we have more Dharma School students. So if you know, like a Dharma School age kids, please, come and then bring, your, kids to our temple. And then thank you very much, March Toba monthly group, for preparing the refreshment in the social hall. ありがとうございます。Thank you very much. And then, before concluding the service, I would like to push one more time the spring seminar Impermanence is a part of life, which will be March 17th. It's a seminar starting from noon, but we are Buddhism. We are talking about the impermanence. Impermanence is not just describing the transition, changing of this world. Because of this change, transition, Buddha strongly encourages us to be ready, right? So everybody has to have the end of your life, and then to be prepared for the end of our life. What should we do? So that's why this seminar we invited like a social worker or like a specialist of finance or kind of a lawyer and then Buddhist priest. So maybe you can get the very helpful information to be ready for the end of your life, which is very, very important, practical, in a practical sense, very important for Buddhism. So please join us. So again, thank you very much for attending today's service. This concludes today's service. Thank you everyone for joining today's service in person and then virtually. ありがとうございました。ナマンダ仏。